Hello. Welcome back. Alright, I'm touching on this is definitely religious based topic right now, but when you pray, don't pray for God to remove the challenge. Pray to God for the strength to overcome the challenge. Don't pray for God to take away the pain in your joints. Pray to God for the answer to how to strengthen your joints. Or don't pray to God to take away your ill health. Pray to God for the motivation to get out of your own way and exercise. Do you see the commonality between that? Our disturbances, per se, our challenges, our obstacles, our unfavorable moments, they are not on accident. They are here to point the way to something. Like, I'm not going to pray to God to tighten my stomach. I'm going to pray to God for the motivation to work out. It's just, okay. I'm tired today. The point is, you're biologically designed to handle every single experience that you encounter. What we lack, or convince ourselves we lack, because you lack nothing, but we convince ourselves we are inept. So God will keep sending you challenges, keep sending you pain, keep sending you obstacles until you figure out how to overcome them through your self-empowerment. God gives us the strength to do it ourselves. And we forget our own power the moment anything gets hard. But what does that hardness mean? You haven't lifted enough weights to make that hardness easy. So it may be hard now, but that doesn't mean you can't go train for it. God's point, in my opinion, is to kind of smack us into our own senses. The recognition of our own power. He sends us obstacles to overcome them. He sends an obstacle because you need to master that obstacle to change your life. He doesn't want to keep seeing you sitting where you're at. He wants you to move. But we cannot move to this huge new level of obstacles or challenges or even blessings until we work out and be able to maintain those blessings and to reach that next level self-sustainably. That's the goal. The only thing you should need is your faith and your trust in yourself and your capability. But when you lose that, that's when you have your faith. When stuff gets hard, get excited. Because what does that mean? It means that you're ready to get out of this hard. You're ready to master this hard. You're ready to overcome this hard. And we look at hard as a punishment. But why don't we look at exercise like a punishment? No, we do. That's actually a problem. We shouldn't look at these things as punishment. Exercise is because you need to love and take care of your body, the vessel that houses your soul. Hardships and challenges are like spiritual fitness. And the stronger you become, the more capable you are. The stronger spiritually fit strength. I don't know how to explain that. It's just true. It's just true. You get wrapped up in your own self-growth journey and your own self-mastery and your own faith and your own belief in this guidance and this protection. You keep surrendering what's hard to God and asking for the strength or the motivation or the stillness or whatever you need to accomplish this. And then he always delivers. He's like, all right, I'll give you that motivation. There you go. What are you going to do with it, though? You got two options. I always give you two. That's why I give you free will. You say you want it. I gave you the opportunity. Are you taking it? I don't want to be crippled, spiritually crippled my whole life. And that's where also consistency comes into play. You can't just one day, it's like taking birth control, right? You got to take that stuff every day for it to work. Or antibiotics. You have to take them every day until the cycle is complete. So why are we intermittently working on our spiritual fitness or intermittently reflecting and meditating and labeling emotions? Why are we doing this intermittently? That's literally the only thing you got to do. I know that's hard for people to believe. That's literally all you have to do. If you get that down, then you attract the people into your life that don't bring you more work. They bring you ease, comfortability, love, support, encouragement. So if everything seems hard right now, your relationships with people, your relationship with self, your relationship with your home, your relationship with your responsibilities and things of that nature, if that just forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry. If all those things feel hard, the reason that it's hard is because God is trying to shut down your distractions to get you to focus on your root, which is your spiritual fitness, which is your love, your compassion, your empathy, your self-knowledge, your faith, right? So what will happen if you don't have a connection to your faith in that way? And you're not focusing tunnel vision on your self-growth and your self-mastery and just working on this vibrational frequency output. And if you surpass that and you get into reality without that, you just start building things via attachment. They're not actually meant for you. They're not necessary for you. They are attachment distractions. And upon attachment distractions, what do they always evolve into? Because they're not created from a place of authenticity or a place of self-understood, self-frequency output. If it's done not like that, it's you just kind of putting things into your life, those things will fail. Because they are just distracting you from your core essence. And your core essence is something that is a balance between these different values and lifestyle goals, really. And your experiences. So if you work on the vibrational frequency output of yourself, like we mentioned a couple weeks ago, you are setting up a permanent address for what you deserve to find you, what you are, and what's going to fit into your life well. Now, if it comes with drama, comes with hardship, comes with clouded judgment, I mean, if it brings anything else but ease, then you didn't attract that. Then it's a lesson. Like, it's not meant for you. But typically, if you vibrate at your core essence frequency, and you maintain that in a way that aligns with your authentic nature, then the things that start magnetizing to your life are that of what is your exact puzzle piece. Not the piece that kind of fits, like it actually just fits perfectly. So, prayer is like finding that radio station, being in the frequency of God. To be in the frequency of God is consistent daily prayer, because that's what keeps us aligned with those values, those morals, and those goals, those outlines. So that needs to be done every day, and self-attunement needs to be done every day. Some days you might be lethargic, like today, which is something I can talk about real quick too, because I'm kind of done with that. That was all you needed to know. Just pray for strength, overcoming, and like motivation and wisdom. Don't pray for God to take away what's meant for you, because the lessons and hardship and challenges and obstacles are meant for you to become your strongest, highest potential. So stop asking him to make the road easier. The only thing you get from an easy road is, I don't really know what you get from an easy road. Stagnancy, complacency, lack of evolution, stuckness, isolation, lost, hopelessness, anxiety. A lot comes from the easy road. Because when you accomplish, you feel confident. And with every confidence boost, you become more motivated. And you're just chiseling, like the statue of David. You're just chiseling all those features, those fine details into that statue of self. So, every day. Consistency over perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. Just do it every day. Just get up and do the things every day. So, sidetracking into something called the Schumann Resonance. Okay. Because it always kicks my butt right about now. Schumann Resonance is a frequency monitor, basically. It picks up the frequencies of Earth. It is also known as Earth's heartbeat, because it is the collective. It is all the electricity of Earth. So you got your ionosphere with your weather and all your electrical magnetic crap going on in there, creating weather. That's a part of it. The human brain, that's a part of it, because that's electrical impulses, as well as animal brain, as well as anything else that gives off an electrical output, like a frequency output, is incorporated here on Earth, becomes Earth's heartbeat. Earth's heartbeat is also affected by incoming solar flare activity, geomagnetic storms, because that's electrical input once again, and that will change and alternate our frequency of Earth, which is its heartbeat. So, incoming energy looks like this. All right. The white markings here are very high vibrational light energy. That's why it's coming through as white. White is okay. So then the green here, because when you have a lot of incoming energy, when anything comes in, it pushes something out, right? So when you have incoming energy into our biochemical electrical organism, which is our brain, it is going to forcibly push out old stagnant energy, which is like emotional blocks and things, which is what they say that red is signifying. The emotional blocks that are going to need to be purged, and then all the green is the emotional healing that's going to be needed to balance that. The emotional side of the electrical impulse changing. So on days like this, you can tend to feel lethargic. You can feel just kind of like meditating all day. Like that's all you want to do. Like I'm feeling that. Like all I want to do is just sit here, not disassociate, not be on my phone, not be whatever. I just want to like be here with my mind, my body, my soul, and the words I am ready to receive popped into my mind. So, especially after a long time of calm homeostasis energy, big spikes like this, especially when we haven't had them in a while, they can kind of kick us on our butt. So you're being like rewired in a way. This is going to look like also like communication. It affects communication tools like radios, satellites, things like that. So in turn also affects our ability to communicate. Not in a bad way. It's just like, as you can see from this video, if you compare it to other videos, I'm just a little slower today. It's a little harder for me to put the brain juices, with the heart intention and put out like words. I just feel like this ultimate peace. Like I just need to be in this peace. I just need to do whatever my body needs to be at ultimate peace to receive and understand these incoming changes. It's interesting because summertime is always rough because that's when we get a lot of these, because the sun energy, like, that makes sense. It's closer to where we are on the earth, and it just makes sense. But yeah, this is a great time for change. That's what I'm getting at. This is a great time for actionable change. So you can like kind of bring this back into the prayer idea. This is a good time to start praying for the strength for change, strength for transition, the strength for transmutation, and things of that nature. Because change is coming. Not just with nature, but we're all one. So when nature shifts, we shift. And nature is shifting right now. It's freaking shifting. And it can be exhausting, but it's not a bad exhausting. It's like a peaceful, I just need to like be in my body and like drink a lot of water and be open to receive. Slow down. This is a sign to like slow down a little bit. That's fine. Oh, excuse me. Like, it's not like I thought maybe it was like a napping thing. It's not a nap day. It's not for naps, but it's for just like mindfulness. And I feel like it happens like this on purpose. Like, this is a time for us to capitalize on the slowness of the electrical communication in our brain right now, to focus on the mindfulness that's like right in front of you. This is a good time to check in with your body, check in with your health, check in with your home, your house. See, like, is everything where you like it to be? Everything's really, today's not maybe the day to tackle it, but today's the day to make a list, a list for change. This is a great day for awareness. It's a great time for open awareness and applying what's needed to change what you've become aware of, or nurture what you've become aware of, or transition whatever you need to do with that energy. Basically, though, we have to stop having these mental aha moments, and just because they don't fit inside of our current lifestyles, that doesn't mean that we abandon them and ignore these messages. It means that you have to find a way to balance that within your life. The voice in your head that's showing you this here as ideas and things like that, they're not frivolous. Those ideas are meant for you. And if you apply those ideas, you might become a happier person, or just more empowered, whatever the thing that you need is. We have to also stop thinking that everything in our lives is exactly the way they should be. Are they better than they were? Sure. Could they be even better? Hell yeah. So we need to accept this with rolling change. Now, when this stops happening, when it starts to calm down again, and it will, all of what you received in here during this extra energetic time will disappear. What do I mean by that? It just kind of the aha moments just dissipate, because it's up to you to embody those aha moments and integrate them into your lifestyle through a structure. And if you don't in this time frame, you'll have to wait for the next cycle. So that's why I say, write it down. Write down what you think you need to do right now. Whatever it's coming up for you. Oh my gosh, but if it's just rest, I mean, whatever it is. Take notes. Because, also, it doesn't just, reveal itself all at once. It's over time. You're going to get these little aha moments. You're going to get these little, oh, right, let me try this. But you got to actually try it. And this would be the time to actualize it into your life, because you have the backing of this transformation and change energy literally coursing through the earth. With that being said, even that right there, that ideology is opening up the validation of obstacles, challenges, and overcoming are a part of our humanity, if a part of our evolution of humanity, and that it is meant for us. Because we wouldn't change then when this happened. We wouldn't have these moments of inspiration and aha moments if it wasn't meant for us to overcome them and apply them and apply this wisdom and apply this into the lifestyle that's meant for this next wave of evolutionary change. And that once again leads us back to prayer, because pray for the strength and the wisdom and the self-discipline to balance these new blessings. I consider aha moments and realizations blessings. Those are messages, right? So ask for the self-discipline to apply the blessing of a message that you have received. You don't receive the message and ask for the message to be taken away because it's too hard. Look at the story of Jesus. He knew from, I don't know what age, I don't know that well, but knew that he was going to be sacrificed for his beliefs. He knew that. It was a prophecy. It was already known, his death and his torture and his betrayal. And he did ask God, are you sure about this? Because he was scared. He was scared to go through all that. He's terrified. But it was necessary for the evolution of man. So he didn't run away from his calling, his need here, to help with evolutionary change. And Moses did the same thing in the Bible too. God, I don't even like to public speak, and that's the thing you want me to do right now? And he's like, yes, my child, because you can hear me clearly. because you grew up in a certain lifestyle and then you went through a transformational change, and you, of all people, understand my work. So you're going to be the best to guide my people. But yet he heard the prayer of Moses asking for that, and he gave him his brother Aaron, who had awesome communication skills. He was really good at it, but he had a disconnect from understanding the intentions of God. So he put them together. He didn't take the challenge away from Moses. He didn't say, oh, okay. Because, don't you think the all is, the creator of all, knows that you can do it? Because, if he didn't, why were you chosen to handle this specific strife, this specific challenge, or this specific obstacle? Even as tiny as keeping your space cleaned, that's an obstacle sent to you to rewire your brain. And because then when you do that, you're confident in yourself again. You're feeding into your solar plexus. It all goes together. It's not for you. It's literally all planned out for you to be like a feeding tube to the power of the universe. And if you skip out and dodge these quests, per se, you're going to starve. So you want to ask for the guidance needed. Not for it to be not there, but for the guidance needed to handle, or the guidance needed to overcome. And trust me, when you start doing life like that, prayers do get answered. It's insane. It's crazy. But it's true. Because you're not living a stagnant life. You're constantly trying to overcome. You constantly are overcoming. And then you're receiving the next blessing, encouraging a deeper faith connection. So now it's even stronger, your belief. The next time you pray, you just know it's going to happen, which also plays into our personal power of manifestation. Do you see how that works? But if you've got no confidence in yourself, you're not going to believe that you can manifest anything. So you start with that faith in God, because you know what he'll do? He'll get you that confidence. He'll put you through the ringer until you become confident, and then you can manifest the reality you're trying to create. It's all for you. It's all for you. If you're lacking something, he will give you a challenge to overcome so that this lack does not feel like freaking lack anymore. He's not going to swoop in and make your life easy. That's death. Once you stop learning, you start dying. So God wants to give you the next thing to learn, the next thing to grow, the next thing to overcome. And with every hurdle overcame, a new power is bestowed upon us in the form of a blessing, which then we pray for the self-discipline to maintain and expand that blessing. It's badass, right? I feel more empowered already. Prayer is not meant, in my opinion, for hopelessness. If you're feeling hopelessness, you don't believe in your faith already. So that prayer is going to do shit. You don't pray from a root and a base of hopelessness. You look at that challenge right in the eyes and you look up at God and you say, what do I need as a tool to overcome this challenge? Or the devil's spitting in your face, what do I need to overcome and beat the devil, but as a child of God, so that I don't become my enemy? You going into spiritual warfare, you pray for the armor that you need. You pray for the sword. You don't pray for the not to happen. No. This is a guidance system leading you to your ultimate power. Which, in my opinion, now that I'm saying this out loud, is like a lot to do with your confidence. But what plays into that is also you can't have confidence and egotisticalness or confidence and narcissism. True confidence built on the basis of overcoming erases ego and narcissism, and it's an instantly humbled confidence. It is not a loud confidence, it is a quiet, proud one. And that's the strongest. When a transformer explodes out on our electricity lines, it makes a whole lot of... I witnessed one during Hurricane Sandy. Actually, many. They were all exploding in my neighborhood, and it looked like fireworks. Loud pop, and then whoosh, all these sparks in the sky. It was black. It was nighttime, so I could see it all. And it was amazing and captivating and beautiful. But what was that a signifier of? Something that's broken. True power hums like the silence of an electrical cord. You don't hear this. You don't hear this because that's true power. True power is calm. True power is humble. True power is silent. The loudest guy in the room is empty confidence. Because he doesn't actually have it here. He's gaining his confidence off the validation of others seeing him and labeling him as confident. No, I just am confident. I don't need your label. Because I've got God's. Because I've got God's overcoming obstacles. I don't need to fake prove my confidence. I have enough obstacles in my life that'll build me to the ultimate strength of my own confidence. And once you go through that hard work, I'm telling you, and your hands are rough, and you're scarred, and you're sunburnt, and you're tired, you don't got time to command a room. You don't got time to put another one down. You don't have time to condescend another person. Because you're busy looking for the next obstacle because you like the strength in your hands that you've gained. You enjoy the power that comes from overcoming. And now when I'm in a room, I could care less what anyone in that room perceives me as. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's why I must have been the most egotistical person or something. I needed a lot of work because when I sat in victimhood for too long, I developed quite an ego. And that ego needed to be stripped away from me. Because, even as a victim, you can become a narcissist. You can become the very thing that harmed you without overcoming your obstacles of change and facing these challenges with resilience. And so I had to go through 15 years of obstacle after obstacle. At this point, I get it. I have never been so calm, so level-headed, so logical, reserved, listen before I speak. I have never had these skills before, ever. I also didn't know that I didn't have those skills. I also didn't know that I wasn't the best version of myself. I didn't know. But he does. And when I asked for change, he sent me obstacles to show me my own empowerment. Did I slip? Many a times. Many a times. But that's why he just kept sending me more. And the strength to overcome them, and the voice in my mind that was like, listen, I gave you everything you need to accomplish this. You got it. And that's it. That's all I needed, apparently. Because you're not done yet. You were created perfect, right? In the eyes of God. But then you were birthed out and you were programmed by the family that you were birthed into. Also God's plan. So he already knows that this family is going to download you with a certain program that's going to have you led into a certain dark spot of the woods on purpose, because that's where you need to be to self-actualize. It's kind of crazy. It's all planned out. So we need to pray for the overcoming strength, because it's all meant for us. Every challenge is meant for us. And when you overcome that challenge, I can't explain the fulfillment of that. It's nothing like I've ever known before. And you know what? It's such a nice place to be, man. I don't feel competitive. I don't feel like I need to compete with anyone. If somebody wants to be louder than me in the room, I just shut up. I don't care. And like that's these are skills I don't think that can be taught, man. You gotta they can, but not if you don't know you need them. So you ask for that. You ask for the next challenge. Ask for the strength to overcome the challenge you already got. And also pray for the creative ideas to overcome the challenge, you know? What do I need? Do I need more affirmations, Lord? What do I need? Gotta do positive affirmations, or I gotta do stretching? What is it? The last year, I feel like my nervous system is really starting to chill out. I'm finally out of situations where I feel whatever. I'm just out of those situations, and I'm able to finally be calm. And my nervous system is relaxed. In turn, though, something that I've struggled with since I was a child, I can now eat. I can't explain the struggle, because it's not like I had an eating disorder. It was anxiety and fear. But it was an incredible strife. And I would break down crying, starving, wanting to eat. But my body was like, we don't even have the power to digest that right now. And I would gag it all up. And I would feel myself getting weaker and weaker and more tired. And it was an incredible journey of difficultness. And it's been like that since I was a child. I thought that that's just who I am. I thought I was broken. But actually, it was a road for me to take to bring me to the safe lifestyle that I finally built. A home that's just my boyfriend and I. He is the calmest man I've ever met. Very empathetic and aware. Sometimes he annoys me, sure. What boys don't, you know? But I'm just saying, everything about our life right now is just like this. I haven't felt that until 32, 33 years old? Yeah, 32. And now I eat. Now I cry sometimes trying to keep up with my own hunger and the capacity of which I can eat. So pendulum swings one way, it will swing the other, but eventually it'll chill out and I'll find that balance. But in turn, I am at a weight in my stomach area that I have never seen before. And I can't look at that as a curse, because it's not. It's from a multitude of blessings. It's me finally leveling up this journey of my nervous system being in fight or flight mode for so long. I finally found my window of tolerance and consistently remaining in it. It only took me 8 years, but because I had to strip away everything I thought I knew about myself. Because I was wrong. And now, instead of asking God for what? To take the hunger back? No, I thank you, God, for the nutrition. I can finally feel alive. I'm like here. I'm not withering away, I'm not in emotional turmoil from starvation as well as my mental health challenges. So no, I didn't ask for that in prayer. What did I pray for? The motivation and the self-discipline to do Zumba every day, which is incredibly hard. But every day I do it, I feel like I'm checking off that box that God gave me, this purpose, this task, And he's like, yeah, just master your body now. And now that I'm moving my body so much more, I'm noticing all these things about my body that need attention. So now he's asking me to fine-tune my physical body after fine-tuning my mental body for the last 8 years. Obviously, he's got a goal here, because after doing the last 8 years of working on my mental body, which was a sign from him, I'm feeling great. Yes, some days are hard. I admit that, but I don't see this as abnormal. This is who I am. I struggle with depression sometimes, I won't even say struggle. It's just something that happens. I think it makes me more of an empathetic and compassionate person. And it's fine. It keeps me here, bro. Whatever. Maybe I needed that. On the hard days, yeah, it's hard. But you know what makes it harder? On the hard days, not overcoming. That's when I let the parasite in. But even on the hard days, if I push and overcome and I get that food in my belly, or I get that activity accomplished, or I get that shower, God does fix my mood. He does take it away. He doesn't just inject happy. That's fucking weird. He grants me peace. That's what I want. Happiness is an emotion. I don't think I need to be happy 1,000% of my time. I could just be peaceful. And that's something that depression has taught me, that happiness is just it's just another emotional message to let you know that what you're doing is enjoyable, that it's meant for you. You're not supposed to embody happiness. You're supposed to embody peace. And I would have never understood that if I didn't have anxiety, CPTSD, and depression disorder. I would not have figured that out. I was terrified of losing happiness, and I kept chasing that, which led me to substance abuse, which led me to other things, which internally messed with my natural happiness ability. So, which just furthers the major depressive disorder. And it's through this journey, though, that I've come to accept all of this, learn my tools, and find peace. You're not out here to seek happiness. Happiness is an emotion. I get happy anytime I go to Wolfie's and get ice cream. You know what I mean? That's easy. Happiness is easy. Peace, however, a consistent, sustainable peace, that's the ticket. Yeah. I am very susceptible to environmental change. I'm a very sensitive person to subtle energy. That's what makes me very emotional, because subtle energy is just translated subtle energy is metabolized through our powerhouses of our chakras and translated into emotion for us to understand our environment. So I'm uber sensitive because I'm supposed to learn the most I can about my environment, the unseen environment as well as the seen environment. That's my lesson here. That's my little task here. So what comes along with being uber sensitive to your environment? Depression. Why? You know why. It's the ebbs and flows of everything. I freaking cry at the good, cry at the bad kind of thing. Because being super sensitive to all that is at all times, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just saying it's a part of what I need to function at my highest potential, because your highest potential isn't always what you can accomplish here on earth, like, job, house, family. That's great. That's a part of it, but also enhancing your spiritual gifts and using them for good. So apparently this is my gift. You know what I'm saying? And we need to embrace these gifts, accept these gifts, and use them, apply them, because we are all given specific special ones that when we hide and suppress them, we are missing the key to unlock that next stage of evolutionary growth. That's what psychic abilities are, people. It's a spiritual gift given to you by God. You need to use it. And you're not going to know what it is until, I feel like, you really go through the self-awareness, self-mastery journey, that authenticity, like figuring that out. Because your gift is the thing you already naturally do. Now, it might be looking like a curse right now because you have not fine-tuned it. You have not exercised it. You have not spiritually fitnessed it. You have not prayed for what you need to strengthen it. So that spiritual gift gets labeled as ADHD. It gets labeled as major depressive disorder. It gets labeled as autism. It gets labeled as, because that's like what we do as humans who get stuck in the tangible. We get stuck in the reality. But the unseen of everything is also the reality, just like the Schumann Resonance, which I brought up earlier. So that's unseen but highly affects every single living thing on this planet. So are you going to say, literally, communication blackouts on satellites, communication devices all across the world, just because of a fluctuation in the Earth's heartbeat, a frequency heartbeat, and you're gonna think that the unseen doesn't affect you? Oh, hell yeah, it does. And the same thing about the fluctuation of Earth's heartbeat and doing that with the communication systems happens when you constantly fluctuate your vibrational frequency. So even though all these things are happening, you need to still find that core essence. We're not meant to fluctuate as much as Earth like that. Like we ride the wave of Earth's fluctuation, but with our own maintenance of self. Right. I'm just kind of like, I've been meditating a lot today. I'm sorry. I keep doing that. You don't also, just word to the people who, think about this and then never do it, like meditation. It doesn't need to be like I literally just sat in my sofa chair today in the morning and I just stared out the window and I looked at the leaves and I just closed my eyes and I just let this peace wash over me. I observed any of my thoughts that came up, which weren't many because I do this so much that I don't have, like I've talked about before, I don't have piles and piles of internal shredded paper of self. Like I don't have to put all these papers together, these ideas and thoughts, because that's what happens if you don't do this every day, this like reflect and meditation. If you don't do that every day, your thoughts and your ideas and all these things, they just kind of pile up until you do take the time. So I do this a lot, so I don't have to really like go through too much in the observation of my own thoughts. It's pretty cut and dry these days, and that's why you do it. Like that's why you consistently do these things. That's why you consistently pray, you consistently meditate, which really when you break it down, meditation means observe self. Observe self-thoughts, observe the body, observe the breath, mindful of this, mindful of that, intentional this, intentional that. And when you start doing that every day, that becomes your life. Now imagine you ran your life from a seat of a meditated position. That's the goal. Ultimate clarity, right? I got no filter of anything. You say something and it's going right in there. There's not a jumble of shit that it needs to go through first. It's just a clear path Even when I was meditating this morning, I had this funny thought of like, I visualized myself in my own brain and I was like, hello, hello, hello. And I asked myself, why does it look like that? And apparently the librarian of my brain said, it looks like that because we recently upgraded our filing system to computers. So this room's now empty. You now have a computer with a screen that you can... I'm like... It's funny, but it's also like so beautiful because like my brain used to just be like all these like piles of papers and clutter and mess. And now it's like, yeah, just go to that screen and just type in what you need because you did the work. You upgraded the system. That's awesome. There's so much space in there. Like, it's so easy. I just gotta... There it is. That's the goal. That's the goal. The more you sit and observe, the more you free flow, you upgrade your system. You don't got piles of unfiled papers all over the place. You're not drowning in mental clutter. If you do the work and the self-mastery, you will get the upgraded computer system. You will go from the filing cabinets of your mind, because that's how it started. Well, first it started with me just like explosion of papers, right? And then I finally was like, we gotta figure this out. We gotta get this filing system in here. So then we got like cabinets. Now you get cabinets everywhere, right? And then I was like really happy with the cabinet system because I was like, this is it, right? I didn't know it could get better than the cabinet system. I've been teaching clients about the cabinet system. I'm like, this is great. Everything's filed, everything's organized, but there's an evolutionary state after that, which is the freaking hard drive, the computer system. So your life and yourself can constantly evolve for the better if you just keep overcoming. And I was like surprised by that this morning. I was like, I feel so good about that. Like, this is why you do it, guys. That's why you check in all the time with yourself. It's just the imagery that I had this morning. I was like, hello? I was like, where is everything? No, don't worry. We just made it simpler. Now you don't have to live in the caverns of your mind searching for what you need. Be mindful and present, and that is the search bar. Mindfulness and intention is the search bar to attract the information that you need. It's fucking beautiful. Yes. I didn't even know that was possible. All right. It's another thing that happens with these days. Gotta release. Gotta let go to receive. If you're not crying, if you're not releasing, if you ain't sweating today, then I don't know, you ain't doing it right. Just make sure you're crying for the right reason, you know? Sometimes we get wrapped up in the external attachments and that's when we end up crying. Don't cry over those. Those can come and go. We don't need those. Cry over the growth in your brain. Oh. All right. Thanks, guys. It's a day. I'm going to go meditate more. Probably eat some freaking food. Oh, and we're going to ice cream later. Oh, so there's my little happy dose. I got pizza. Like, we can do this. We're allowed. That's the thing. We're allowed to change our lives. We're allowed to make ourselves better. We're allowed to evolve. I used to take so many drugs and alcohol in my body, and now I'm against all of that. Does that make me a hypocrite? No, that means I evolved. So if you keep evolving and you outgrow your previous beliefs, F it. Attach to the new ones, integrate the new ones, apply them into your life, and if they work for you, steadfast, you hold on to those. Ah, beautiful. And this morning, my boyfriend saw a deer in our backyard. He just chilling. That's how I know we're doing a good job, man. We're radiating so much peace. We got like a chipmunks in the yard. We got a woodchuck named Jimmy out there. We got the deer coming in, and like our neighbors aren't getting this much activity. And like, knock on wood, this is fake wood, real wood. Knock on wood, they're not doing anything harmful. They're cohabitating with us. It's amazing, and that's that silent power, man. Because it's calm and it's peaceful and it's loving, but it's confident and it's empowered. And that's felt by everybody, not just the animals. Like, even our lawn. Like, I cry over the lawn. Like, why does our lawn look so beautiful? And like, because everything we do is with peace and intention and love. And I have a boyfriend who's a Taurus, so he speaks to the lawn before he mows it. And it's just... We all deserve this life. We all deserve to live in peace like this. Why is this making me cry so much, man? I mean, I know why, but like, it's the incoming energy. Whatever. It's just a lot. I'm going to just wrap this up so I stop crying. I'm going to go eat and cry some more, but just not subject y'all to it. I hope you got something from this very kind of all over the place message here, but that's what's happening. It's just... Okay. See you tomorrow.